Hey Sagittarius, what's going on? We are here with a timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have coming out is Five of Cups. Okay. Seeing Five of Cups, and I'm also seeing Three of Swords here. I kind of get that feeling of you getting to the bottom of something here and maybe like going deeper than just the surface level experience that you're having. So it feels like something that can feel kind of unpleasant to feel. And you could leave it at that, but I kind of feel like you're going deeper to be like, why? Where is this coming from? Like, why is this hitting me in the way that it's hitting me? What is this bringing up for me? What's coming to light? Because I'm seeing that within the, hi baby, within the disappointment, or within the, I'm having a hard time letting this go, or this is just sticking with me, or like, why did it happen like that? Within within that questioning, the Three of Swords being there feels like it's bringing up something deeper for you, like exposing something deeper even, and this can be an opportunity to explore that. And I think makes sense of things too. You can feel pretty bummed out. Seeing Four of Cups as well. These are like the most sad cards that are coming out here. Five of Cups, Three of Swords, Four of Cups. Not liking the way that something went. Then also the pain that is attached to this. And then Four of Cups is kind of that effect after. All of this looks like it's associated with not on the present. All of these cards are facing towards the past. Not only are you bummed, but there also is like some pressure too with Ten of Swords. I wonder if this is just, though, like this is a lot to be feeling, or this is a lot to be dealing with, and that's why it feels like so much, because of maybe the intensity of this. You know what I'm seeing actually? So those cards that are connected with the feeling, especially like the feeling down and whatnot, facing towards the past, Ten of Wands is actually facing the present. So you can feel like your choice is either focusing on this past thing, or the alternative is, if you face the present moment, there's something stressful going on there. So maybe it's like kind of easier, maybe that's what your system is like telling you about this. Maybe that's why there's more of a focus on that, because there can be something stressful about maybe even remaining present to what's going on rather than just shutting down a bit. But I also see Four of Cups as being a card that is connected with needing some type of recovery after you've exerted a lot. When it comes to feeling, you can feel kind of like you need to recharge that battery. And maybe it's going to make things feel a bit easier, or take some of that pressure off presently. Because presently, I'm seeing you be in a position that feels weighted. It feels like there's just so much to do. You can feel like there's so much to do. I have so many responsibilities. This is really asking a lot of me. Can be thinking about the future too, that being part of things as well. I wonder if for for some of you, this does have something to do with the future, actually, because I almost want to put this over here. Let's put this back. You may not feel in the mood to reconnect right now. Having that Four of Cups and Three of Cups can be like, I don't want to hang out, or I don't want to see you, or I don't want to spend time, or I don't feel like socializing right now. Because you can feel like the weight of what you're feeling is so heavy. Kind of feels too like a lot to become aware of as well. Like, this doesn't feel like the most easily digestible form that things are taking place in. This can bring up issues with self-confidence and self-esteem and self-perception. This can also be something that brings up insecurities as well, seeing Three of Swords connected with Queen of Wands. I also kind of get the experience of, you know, when something is showing words on the screen, but instead of it being static, it's moving. And so you have to like read at a certain pace, otherwise you're gonna miss things. It feels like things are happening at a really quick pace, so that like you're trying to read what's going on and like process what's going on, but it's moving too fast. And so it just feels kind of overwhelming in that type of way. And then I think also too, like not knowing the best way to move forward as well. Like this can feel like it brings about conflict for you, specifically about stuff going on later, stuff happening later down the timeline, what you want, what you're trying to do, I think more than anything. And you can be like, well, what is that actually gonna look like? Okay, so let's talk about this Three of Swords. Three of Swords being connected with King of Pentacles. This can feel like there's a wound that's connected with something happened painful, that's connected with maybe feeling like you weren't recognized for what it is that you were doing, maybe not feeling like there was you could have felt like you weren't useful in some way, or like you weren't effective in some way. Or maybe like you weren't productive enough, or you didn't like provide something that was needed. It has to do with like your duties and responsibilities when you show up, and there being pain that's connected with that. And then also having Queen of Wands be there, I feel like this also impacts your confidence, your self-image, can also impact your creativity, your self-trust, your self-belief, 2. And this is making now things that have to be worked out with these energies within you. And for some of you too, this can be something that's going on with another person as well, where things are being worked out with them. But because of feeling the way that you do about what had happened, about what had gone down, there can be a part of you that's not feeling particularly inspired about what's going to be transpiring later on, because you're still dealing with something here. I'm seeing that things are going to be coming together, just may not feel like that right now. Like in the beginning, I'm not seeing you be particularly open, because you could have been open before and then things happened and now you're just dealing with that and like trying to adjust and sort of find your footing. But then when we end things, it feels like opening up more, becoming more curious, just becoming more open in general, more willing to sort of take in information, to observe. Whereas before it feels like being more shut down. I wonder too if they're like these different parts of you, they're working something out here. So King of Pentacles is working something out with Queen of Wands. Because if they're not on the same page, you can feel like you can't move in a cohesive manner. And so things have to be addressed here. Because you can also have these two parts of you being like, this is my agenda, and then another part of you is like, well, this is my agenda. But it being sort of a difficult thing to come to terms with, just because of what exactly is involved in this and what this also brings up for you. Like what has to be experienced to move through this. And then it can just put you in a place where you're not feeling particularly inspired about what's going to be transpiring in the future. But also too, I'm seeing that this energy is going to come together. It is going to be reconciled. Overall, this kind of feels like something happened, something went down, and so you may not want to show up because of that. And there's a need to work that out, because you can know that that's not you on a regular day. You can know that on a regular day, like maybe you'd be willing to do whatever, maybe more optimistic about the future, but because of this that's happening, you can feel more shut down because of it. I'm getting confirmation of this. You can feel more shut down because of it. And also you can feel like the parts of you that need to be available and willing to show up for whatever this is, they're not online right now because they're sort of dealing with something. They're busy dealing with something. So because of that, you can feel like, well, I'm not feeling right. I'm not feeling like I'm in the right state of mind or the right place emotionally, mentally, energetically. And so your primary focus, it feels like, is figuring this out so you can feel like you go back to a more balanced state. And I think like regain a sense of normalcy where you may not feel like you're there right now. And you can tell, because when it comes to like future and progress and later down the timeline, you cannot be feeling into it right now. But that may not be normal for you. And so you can tell based off of like what your baseline normally is. You could just be like not feeling adventurous or not feeling open or not wanting to like experience or to listen, stuff like that, that you know, like I'm not in my normal state that I'm usually in because I'm working on something, I'm working through something. And I also feel too like what your intention was before making something happen, because I feel strongly like you were you were in the midst of manifesting something. It didn't go how you planned for it to go, how you thought for it to go. You're dealing with the aftermath of that. And now it feels like time is coming up again where it's like, okay, well, now you're going to manifest something. What are you going to manifest? And you're like, well, my last one turned out like this, and feeling a type of way about it. And so not really concerned about that, like not really caring, I think, about it. Like, what do I care what I'm going to manifest again if it just ends up like that again? So I feel kind of a discouraged energy from this more than anything. Working through the energetic stuff, working through the emotional stuff, everything that you are feeling, the stuff that you're thinking, that's going to help you sort of regain that sense of normalcy where you'll come around and start feeling like yourself again. And that's what's being suggested here with this. This is really about breaking down the experience that you had. As difficult as it can be to be present to it, that's really what's needed in order to be present and to also be able to move forward with things. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.